Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, I would like to say thank you very much for inviting me to present a topic on the rhetorical structure and linguistic features of research articles at the Icohse 6 conference organized by University Malaysia in Perlis, Malaysia. I am Safnil Arshad from the doctoral program of Applied Linguistics in Education Faculty of University of Bengkulu in Indonesia. I'm going to talk much about move and step in this presentation because this is um, the purpose of this presentation is to discuss the content or the section and the subsections of research articles from every section of research articles and the linguistic features of the subsection, the section and subsection, so we know what to write in every section and how to write it. Therefore, first I would like to define move, which is the communicative unit of a text. It can be a clause or a sentence which shows a clear identification or indication of a specific identified communicative purpose, which is or signaled by linguistic clues like specific terms or conjunctions or other clues, yeah, which helps us identifying the move. And then the step is the sub part of a move containing a particular form of rhetorical work, which can be in the form of clause or sentence to address the communicative purpose of a move. So if a move is big, it can be broken down into steps, into identifiable steps. So the purpose of step is to help address the move. And then we come to the first part of research article, which is abstract. So abstract contains 5 moves, yeah, which are introduction, objective, method, results, and conclusion. So the introduction is the statement about the research topic, or what do we know about the topic, or why is the topic important. And I'll give the examples later on of the introduction. And the second is the objective. Yeah, that is the objective of the research, and the method. How is the research conducted, and the result is about the findings, and then the conclusion or suggestion or implication. This is the examples of the introduction in the abstract, yeah, a claim about why is the research topic important. Um, Two possible entities, yeah, entities in the research world or entities in the real world. So we can start our abstract by stating the problems from research or findings or problems which can be found in the real world. This is an example. The number of international students coming to Australia or New Zealand to obtain higher degrees is on the increase. However, few of them had their research published in scholarly journals during their study. So we can identify this move by the word however. So by using the word however, we show that there is something which is not met yet, yeah, which is not expected. Okay, so we expect that the international students who study Australia or New Zealand can produce an article or research articles published in an international journals. But the fact that they many of them do not uh, uh, produce an article which can be published. The second move is in the abstract is about the objective. So this is the example. The present study aim to investigate. So this is a simple one. Yeah, we can use the word aim or objective or purpose, yeah, to show the objective or purpose or aims of our study. So this can be seen from the productive point of view, how to write it, and also from the receptive point of view, how to understand it. So we know the purpose of the study by reading. The third move is about the method. This is the examples, yeah, by describing the 204 students majoring in English language at a private university in Oman were assigned a questionnaire. So we know that this is about the method. We know because we see the number of participants and also the instrument, research instrument, questionnaire, and we can also see the word data or ANOVA and so on. So we know this is a research instrument addressed in the abstract section of and then the finding or research finding is a statement about what and why are the research findings important or interesting. So not just what the findings are, but why are they important. Drawing, this is the example, drawing on qualitative content analysis, the findings show that digital photograph mediated intercultural tasks helped enhance the student critical awareness of cultural realities portrayed in the photographs they observed online. So this is not just the finding, but what is the purpose, what is the importance of the finding? That is to enhance the students' critical awareness. And then the final move in the abstract is the conclusion, which is a statement about a conclusion, suggestion, or implication of the finding. We know this by identifying the word suggest or suggested or suggestion, and also the word conclusion or implication. Yeah. So this is the last move of an abstract. So we move to the next section of the research article, which is the introduction. And this is the CARS model from Wales. The introduction section consists of three moves. Number one is establishing a territory. Number two is establishing a niche. And number three is occupying a niche. So in the move one, we address why is the title of our article important, or our research is important. And then in move one, or in establishing a territory, we also uh, write the literature review to prepare move two, that is establishing a niche. So without literature review or without reviewing literature, we cannot address move two, which is the rationale of the study. And then move three is the uh, objective of the study or the important finding in the study. But the latest model of cars model from Wales, a little bit different, yeah, in which move one is simplified into a topic generalization of increasing specificity, or establishing a territory is only by one step, and then move two contains three steps, yeah, indicating a gap, adding to what is noun, yeah, and then step two, which is optional, presenting positive justification. So establishing a niche is the statement about the importance of the research, and this is the result of the literature review, and then we'll look at it later. Yeah, uh, research gap strategy. Yeah, which results in uh, the rationale of the study. And then move three is similar. Yeah, presenting the present work by announcing the present research, announcing research question, definition, summary of method, yeah, uh, which are not all of them compulsory. And then we look at again, yeah, move one in the introduction, which contains appeal to claiming centrality, which is called claiming centrality. This is the way we convince readers that our topic is, or our research is important. The first way to convince readers is to state that our topic is important. This is the example. Learning how to negotiate stance and build a relationship with readers is an essential part of developing into a skillful writer of various types of text. So this is our statement, yeah, that the topic, learning how to negotiate stance, yeah, stance negotiation is important, yeah, for readers, yeah, and also for writers. Okay, so we state that our topic is important. And the second type of claiming centrality is appeal to magnitude, or we state that our topic is popular. This is the example. The relationship between motivation and language learning has also been a subject of inquiry for many years. So by stating this, that this topic has been the object or the subject of research for many years, so we imply that our topic is popular, and therefore it is. The third types of centrality claim is appeals to topicality or the newness of the topic. This is the example. Most recently, age effects have also been implicated in the L1 attrition or loss of phonology, morphosyntax, and lexical semantics. By using the word most recently, it implies that this is a new topic. Yeah, so the readers can imply that this is a new topic, yeah, because writers state that this is a recent topic, most recently. And then the last type of centrality claim is appeal to problematicity. This is the example. Blah 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 has caused the researchers to consider the concept of demotivation as a controversial issue and one of the most influencing obstacles in learning of a foreign language. So this is uh, practical problems. So there are two types of problems. One is practical problems, or which is also called real world problem. Another one is research world problem. So the practical problems or real world problem can come from our experience or from our observation, but the research world problems comes from our review of literature. So we found that there is a problem in the research finding. This can be discussed further. Now, the important section in the introduction of a research article is the literature review. This is also one of the most difficult one to write and maybe also to read. Uh, so how to organize the literature review? Yeah, uh, we put this into section or subsection, which is introduction, body, conclusion, and recommendation. So the introduction is giving the reader a quick ideas of your topic and central theme or organizational patterns you will follow, and the body contains your discussion of sources, what you have learned, what question it raises for you, how you plan to proceed, what seems to be missing. This is an example. Uh, Literature review, which is organized based on the date of the references, starting from the oldest one. So this reference is from 1983 and addressed in one paragraph, and the next one is from 1984 and also 2002. The next one is from 2006 and 2000, and then 2007 and 2000, and then 2010, and finally 2011. So this literature review is organized based on the age, the date of the publication of the references. This is just one example. Yeah. We can also organize the literature review based on the topics, yeah, or based on the method, research method. So there are several ways of organizing the literature review, but the main of the literature review is to uh, show readers, yeah, or to convince readers that there is a research gap, yeah, from the literature, from the available literature. And the research gap, there are 7 types of research gap from Miles. Number one is evidence gap. Number two is knowledge gap. Number three is practical knowledge gap. Number four, methodological gap. Number five, empirical gap. And then theoretical gap. And finally is the population gap. So we can choose one of this type of research gap strategies, yeah, for our introduction of our article. And this is the description of every type of research gap. The evidence gap is the result from studies allow for conclusion in their own right, but are contradictory when examined from a more abstract point of view. So uh, this is from study findings which are contradictory or different from one finding to the other findings. And number two is the knowledge gap. This is desired research finding do not exist. Yeah. So we can say that study on this topic is still rare or not existent and so on. Number three is practical knowledge gap. This professional behavior or practice deviate from research finding or not covered by research. So the difference between research findings and the reality, yeah. So we may use the different ways in the reality, but the research findings show something else. For example, in teaching, we often use or lecture, yeah, but the research shows that lecture is not effective, yeah, in teaching, yeah, because there is no two-way communication between teachers and students. And number three is methodological gap. A variation of research method is necessary to generate new insights to or to avoid distorted findings. So probably in the previous studies, the majority of method used is quantitative, but a particular topic needs to be looked at from the qualitative point of view as well. So this is one example of methodological gap. And number five, empirical gap. So research finding or proposition need to be evaluated or empirically verified. Uh, so uh, probably a new topics, a new curriculum, for example, a new media, for example, a new way of learning and teaching, which is not evaluated yet from the research point of view. So it needs evaluation. We need to study this because this method, this technique, or this media has not been evaluated yet. Then number six is theoretical gap. Theory should be applied to a certain research issue to generate new insight. Yeah, there is lack of theory, thus a gap exists. So this like a theory generated research. Yeah. Uh, Also similar that maybe this the topic is new, so we need theory, yeah, to discuss the issues, and therefore we need research. And then population gap, research regarding the population that is not adequately represented or under research in the evidence based on prior research. So probably previous studies involve a small samples of population, and therefore the same research should be done again, to include more samples or bigger. These are the examples of evidence gap. An evidence gap occurs when a new study finding appears to contradict a commonly held belief. So this is called evidence gap. This gap is caused by inconsistencies in previous observation or in previous research. It takes place when research finding enable for inferences in and of themselves, but are conflicting when viewed from a more conceptual. The knowledge gap for new researchers, awareness of theories and literature from related studies context may not exist in the real field. Okay, so many things are not known yet on a particular topic. We lack of knowledge on a particular topic, and that becomes the reason for the study. Second, it is possible that the findings of a survey vary from what was anticipated. So we need to know more about the topic, yeah, because of a particular reason. Yeah, maybe studies on the topic is still lacking, or studies on the topic shows different findings. A practical knowledge gap. This type of gap seems to be a variance that can inspire new study in this area. The difference between the practical or the real world and the knowledge and the real and the research world. A practical knowledge gap occurs when experts' actual behavior differs from their endorsed behavior. In this particular instance, a study could try to ascertain the context of the conflict as well as the explanation of its occurrence. And then the methodological gap. Methodological gap is one that deals with the conflict that arises as a result of the impact of a research method on study outcomes. Yeah, uh, probably uh, uh, previous studies use more qualitative, while we need to look at it from the other point of view, from the quantitative point of view. This gap identifies the discord with prior research papers, research techniques, and proposes a new field of inquiry that is distinct from those methodologies. Empirical gap. An empirical gap is one that engages with gaps in previous research. This disagreement is about the need for research results or proposals to be assessed or tested experientially. For example, the empirical gap frequently identifies conflict arising from the fact that no research has directly tried to assess a specific subject using an experiential method, to date. And then theoretical gap. Theoretical gap is one that engages with theoretical gaps in relation to previous research. A theoretical conflict may exist, for example, if one phenomenon is explained using variety of the theoretical frameworks similar to the research methodology gap conflict. Scholars and researchers could investigate which of these hypotheses is better in terms of the gap in previous research. Theoretical gaps are prevalent when reviewing prior research on a concept. And finally is the population gap. Population gap is a well-known gap among researchers. There are always underserved or under research communities. This gap represents the type of population study that is not properly portrayed or under research in the scientific basis of scholarly finding. Often, yeah, we find uh, authors state the limitation of the study, and one of the popular limitation is that they use a smaller sample. And then the suggestion for future study is to use a bigger population or more bigger. And we come to the method section. So before coming to the method section, uh, I want to say that the research gap strategy is an important section or subsection of the introduction of the articles, because this is going to promise, yeah, that we are going to show or something new or something better or something more in our study. So without this promise, without this gap, we don't or readers may not expect that the result of our study is important, is interesting, or challenging for them. So we have to state this: what is our research gap, and why is it important, and therefore, yeah, we do this study. Without the research gap, readers may find that our study is not important because it will not result in something more, something better, or something more, yeah, more important or more reliable, yeah, or something true, yeah, than the previous finding. Okay, the method section, according to Lim, in economics, yeah, uh, contains three moves. Number one is describing data collection procedures. Number two is about procedurals for measuring variables, and number three about data analysis procedure. And each move has several steps. Yeah, like move one has 3 steps. Yeah, description of location of the study, recounting steps in data collection, and justifying the data collection procedure. So justifying the data collection procedure. So the method section doesn't only describe, yeah, or tell readers, yeah, what how we did our study, but also justify. We have to give reason. Why did we use a particular technique of data collection, for example? And in move two, there are also 3 steps. Yeah, number one is presenting an overview of the design. Yeah. And number two, explaining the method variables, and number three, justifying the method of measuring variables. So again, there is an explanation or justification or argument from the authors, yeah, why they use a particular method of or a particular design, yeah, and method of variables. Yeah, not just stating it, but we have to justify this. And move three is contains also 3 steps, possible steps. Number one is statistical calculation for quantitative research, and justifying data analysis procedure, and previewing result. So in each move, there is a step about justification, convincing, explaining, arguing, yeah, why we choose a particular technique in our study. From other models, yeah, from Poe, yeah, a research method also contains 3 moves. Number one is describing research design. So different from Lim, yeah, according to Poe, describing research design is in the first part, in the first place, yeah, or move one, while describing data collection procedure is in the second move. Yeah. Uh, Describing research design has only 1 step. Yeah, outlines the vital aspect of the research design, while describing data collection has several steps. Yeah, describing research context, describing the sample, the describing instrument, elaborating of data collection procedures, justifying data collection procedure, and verifying compliance with ethical standards. And the final move is describing data analysis procedures, which has three steps: recounting or describing data analysis procedures, justifying data analysis procedures, and establishing intercoder reliability. And then we come to result and description. This is also one of the most difficult section to write, because here we reflect to the introduction section. Particularly, this is where we answer our research question, and this is where we convince readers that the gap of knowledge or the research gap that we address in our introduction is discussed convincingly. Uh, According to Swales, result and discussion has eight moves, but in social sciences and humanities, I think it has up to six moves, because move seven and eight can come into another section, which is called a conclusion section. In the first move, yeah, we address the background information about our research. For example, we state again the objective of our study or the research question, just to remind readers that um, we are going to discuss or we are going to address and discuss the answers of each of our research questions. So we need to remind readers, yeah, to each of our research question or research objective. And move two is the statement of results. So after addressing the research question or objective, we give the result in a simple way, yeah, or a claim made by the writer as the direct answer to the research question. And move three, statement of unexpected finding. This is optional. We don't have to write this if our finding is not uh, contradictory to our expectation. Move 4 is reference to previous relevant studies. This is very important. This is where we discuss the possible causes of our finding, the possible interpretation of our finding. And because this is an argument, we have to use references to support our claims, yeah, of our interpretation of our findings. Uh, we need a reference to argue strongly that our funding is true, is important, is interesting, yeah, and therefore readers must read this, and they should cite our findings when they write, yeah, their own articles, when they do their own research. And number five, more five, explanation of the research results. So we have to explain, we have to compare our finding with the finding of other authors, other researchers, and we have to discuss if a finding is similar or different. We have to discuss why are they similar, why are they different. And number six is illustration to support the result, the research result. Illustration is only necessary if it is complicated. If it is not complicated, we don't need to illustrate this, because given the examples of the data in the result section of the articles. And move 7 and 8 can be discussed under the conclusion section of the article. So this is the example of every move, yeah, in the discussion section. So this is the example. The first question in this research was how the method section of Indonesian research articles written by Indonesian speakers in social sciences and humanities is structured in terms of its communicative units. So this is where we remind the readers about our research question. And number two is the statement of result. Yeah. We address this analysis of the result has revealed some interesting findings. So this is the way we answer our research question, by addressing the findings. And then number three, a statement of expected or unexpected finding. Yeah, we can say contrary to the hypothesis, the data analysis shows that, or as predicted, the study. And then move four is the rhetorical attempt by the authors to link the present research finding to the available relevant knowledge or information for the purpose of comparison, yeah, or to support the present finding. So this is the example, the differences between rhetorical structure and so on. So we need a reference to cite here because we want to support, yeah, our finding or our claim about. Move five is the rhetorical attempt by the author to logically convince readers that why an unexpected or extraordinary result or finding of the present study occurs. Yeah, so if our finding is different from the finding of others, we have to justify this. Why are they different? If they're similar, we have to discuss why. And illustration is important if we think that it can be complicated or difficult to understand. Yeah, we give an example, yeah, an illustration. And this is the last section of the research articles, which is called conclusion. According to Young and Allison, it contains three moves. Yeah, move one is summarizing the study. Move two is evaluating the study, and move three is deduction from the research. Summarizing the study, of course, we state the important findings of our study, oh, and we don't have to we don't repeat what we have written in the same way. Yeah, we can use a different way of addressing the same things. In number two, or move two, we evaluate the study. In move two, authors evaluate the study by expressing the limitation of the study. Yeah, every authors must address the limitation of the study. Yeah, and then followed by suggestion for further studies. Usually, the limitation of the study refers to the limitation of the method. Yeah, probably the population is too small, the sample is too small, yeah, and so on, or the uh, aspect, yeah, of analysis is too limited, and then, yeah, we suggest a better studies for further research. Deduction from the research. From the authors. Authors suggest what can be done to solve the problems acknowledged by the study. So this is the recommendation or suggestion. And authors can also address here the implication of the study. Yeah, what can be implemented in practical way from the result of the study to change the condition for a better changing. This is the example summarizing the study, yeah, of move. Is the example of move to evaluation of the study, and this is the suggestion for action of the study and suggestion for this. And this is the pedagogical implication from finding. This is my presentation. Thank you very much. Very sorry if there are something inconvenience. Yeah, and thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.